My name is Clara, and all my life I worked thinking about my son, Mateo. Since the day he was born, my only priority was to give him everything I did not have. I wanted him to have a home where he felt safe, food on the table every day, clean clothes, education, and a life without fear. I never wanted him to feel the lack that I felt when I was a child. I never wanted him to feel cold, hungry, or alone the way I once did. Because of that, every morning I woke up before the sun. The streets were still dark, quiet and cold, but I was already standing in the kitchen. I prepared a simple breakfast, packed Mateo's lunch carefully, and checked that his uniform was clean and ready. Then I dressed in my old working clothes and left the house while most people were still sleeping. My work was never easy. I cleaned offices and houses. I spent many hours on my feet, lifting heavy things, scrubbing floors, washing bathrooms, and organizing rooms that were not mine. Sometimes my hands hurt so much that I could not close them well at night. Often the pay was low, and sometimes the money arrived late. However, I never complained. Every coin, every extra hour, every small sacrifice had only one reason: my son. I wanted him to have an easier life than mine. I did not want him to worry about money. I did not want him to feel hunger. I wanted him to study, learn, and grow calm and protected. For that reason, I accepted every job, even the hardest ones. I said yes when I wanted to say no. I worked when my body asked me to rest, and I smiled when inside I was tired. Time passed quietly but fast. Day after day became week after week, and week after week became years. Every afternoon I came home exhausted, but I still cooked his favorite food, cleaned the house, and helped him with homework. My back began to hurt more often. My eyes were always tired. My hands were full of marks and calluses. Still, when Mateo smiled at me, I felt that everything was worth it. When he was still small, I gave him a phone to keep him busy while I worked at home. At that moment, it seemed like a good idea. I thought it would help me concentrate and give him something fun to do. I never imagined that this small decision would slowly change the way he grew and the way he saw the world. As the years passed, Mateo grew up surrounded by comfort. He always had what he wanted. If he asked for toys, he received toys. If he wanted new clothes, I found a way to buy them. If he asked for video games, tablets, or a better phone, I worked more hours to give them to him. He never had to wait too long. He never had to save. He never had to fight for anything. At first, I felt proud. I looked at him and thought, he is happy, he is safe, I am doing well as a mother. But little by little, a strange feeling grew inside my heart. It was a small pain, silent and difficult to explain. While he received everything easily, my body was becoming weaker. My energy disappeared faster each year, and sometimes when I watched him playing or sleeping peacefully, I felt both love and fear at the same time. Still, I continued, because he was my son, because he was my life, because I believed that love meant giving everything, even if I had nothing left for myself. Later, Mateo finished high school and started college. Of course, everything was paid: tuition, books, transport, food. He never had to think about how much things cost. He never had to choose between buying something or saving money. I was happy to help him, but my heart felt heavier than ever. Many evenings after a long day of work, I saw him sitting in his room playing video games or watching videos on his phone. Meanwhile, I cleaned the kitchen, washed clothes, and prepared food for the next day. I felt proud because he looked calm and comfortable. However, I also felt pain because I knew he did not understand what it meant to earn something with effort. One quiet afternoon, I sat alone in the living room. The house was clean and silent. Mateo was in his room. I looked at my hands, full of lines, scars, and marks of many years of work. I touched my back, bent and tired. I looked around the house that I had cleaned 1,000 times, and suddenly I understood something that made my heart hurt deeply. I realized that I had built a life of comfort for my son, but at the same time, without wanting to, I had taken something important away from him. I had protected him so much from difficulties that he never learned how to face them. I had given him everything, but I had not taught him how to fight for himself. My life had become a long routine of sacrifice. I did not travel like I once dreamed. I did not rest when my body asked me to rest. Tried to talk to him. I spoke about responsibility, about effort, about how life is not always easy. I told him that sometimes we must work hard, wait, fail, and try again. But he didn't really understand. For him, everything had always been there. Food appeared on the table, money appeared when he needed it, problems disappeared before they touched him. Every day I felt that my love had become a wall that protected him from pain, yes, but also a wall that stopped him from learning the value of work, patience, and strength. Sometimes at night, I watched him sleep and remembered the past. I remembered his first birthday, his first step, his first word, and then I understood something even more painful. All those beautiful moments were also chances to teach him how to be strong, chances I didn't take because I was afraid to see him suffer, even a little. One day I arrived home earlier than usual. I found him on the sofa, looking at his phone, the television on, the house calm and silent. My hands started to tremble. My heart beat very fast. In that moment, I finally accepted the truth. My love, filled with sacrifice, had a price that neither of us could ignore. Because giving everything you don't have is not always an act of love. Sometimes, without meaning to, it's an act that leaves the other person without the tools to face life. Now, when I look at my life, I ask myself many questions. Was all this sacrifice worth it? Did I really help him, or did I make him weaker? Did I protect him, or did I steal him the chance to grow? My story is not a complaint. It is a reminder, for me, for other parents, for everyone who believes that giving everything is enough. Because now I understand something that hurts more than any physical pain. I gave my son everything except the chance to learn to fight for himself. I gave him security, comfort, and money, but I did not teach him how to sweat, how to wait, how to make mistakes, and how to stand up after falling. And while he has everything I always wanted to give him, I only have my tired hands, my aching back, and the silent emptiness of having worked all my life. Today, when I look at him, I finally see the truth. Love is not only giving, love is also teaching. Love is letting them fall sometimes. Love is helping them stand up, not carrying them forever. And with a pain that does not leave my heart, I ask myself one last question. Did my sacrifice make life easier for him, or did it take away his chance to become strong? If you are listening, parent, stop for a moment. Look at your children. Giving them everything is not always love. Teaching them to fight, to wait, to try, and to grow, that is what truly prepares them for life. Because one day, when my son inherits everything I built with my hands, I will only have my exhaustion, and he may never fully understand how much it mattered to learn to fight.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.